Hi everyone. We're out of session this week, so I'm not in Washington, D.C., but I thought you would probably appreciate an update on the budget resolution because I'm getting a lot of questions on that. Last week, House Republicans passed the budget resolution again, this time with the Senate amendments, making it a concurrent resolution. You might remember that I did a weekly video a few weeks ago updating you on the budget. In February, the House passed our budget resolution, which was sent to the Senate as a budget blueprint. This budget blueprint contained budgetary instructions for House committees to produce legislation that ensures tax relief for working families and small businesses, reins in federal spending, secures the border, and unleashes energy dominance. That was the first step in a long process that we're trying to do really quickly. After we sent the Senate our initial blueprint, they sent it back to us with amendments. So the Senate did a vote-a-rama. They came up with their own version of it that included all of the House instructions. The Senate amendment doesn't prevent us from passing the bill that achieves the goals that we laid out in our original budget. I think that's one of the things that a lot of people are worried about. In fact, the Senate's amendment makes no changes whatsoever to the instructions laid out for the House committees. Instead, the Senate's amendment includes bifurcated budget instructions corresponding to their Senate committees, which are not exactly the same as ours. When the House passed the budget resolution, which we sent to the Senate, we included a set of instructions for House committees to adhere to. These instructions set out how much money the different House committees and subcommittees would be expected to save. And remember, I told you, we're trying to get as close as we can to the right number without coming in under. We can go way over, we can't come in under at all. Following the passage of the budget draft in the Senate committees and subcommittees will have instructions for them to follow as well. Senate's version included a different bottom line number. That's the floor. In the House, we called for 1.5 trillion in savings over the next 10 years, and we increased the debt limit to 4 trillion. The Senate's version also has a 1.5 trillion top line, but a $4 billion floor, which is so much lower, and that's had a lot of people worried. The Senate claims the need for a low floor in case the Congressional Budget Office gives them a low score on the things they're doing to create savings. However, that is just a floor, it's not the ceiling. So they can come in at 1.5 trillion even though their instructions have a floor of 4 billion. Our budget blueprint also addresses mandatory spending, which has increased by 60% since 2019, 60%. It now accounts for over 70% of the federal budget. That's the money that we, as appropriators, don't touch every year. It just gets spent. While we included guidelines to cut waste, fraud, and abuse, which everybody supports, future generations don't need to be burdened by the things we're doing now. We ensured that programs like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid remain intact. It's one of the things a lot of people are really worried about. There's a lot of bad messaging out there, but if you watched anything the speaker has said or Senator Thune has said, they're making sure that we're keeping those intact. Now, we've passed our budget resolution. The Senate passed theirs with changes. We've passed the changed version. We have identical versions now. So we've unlocked the reconciliation process. Now's the time to deliver on the promises we made on the election trail. One big, beautiful bill that addresses tax cuts, border protection, other important priorities for the domestic agenda. That's this week's highlight for the Hill. Our committees are hard at work drafting that reconciliation bill. Hopefully we'll have it ready by the end of next month. And that'll be a lot of the promises that we made delivered to the American people. And hopefully it's now more clear to you what this process means, why we've had to pass 2 budget resolutions, and why the reconciliation bill is not quite ready yet. And I'll be back next week.